Also, here's the story for Mega Man 6 is that there's robots from all over the world, and Mr. X took them over. And Mr. X says that he's been manipulating Dr. Wily from the beginning, but Mr. X is just Dr. Wily in a fake beard. He looks like Dr. Wily from the outset. Why would you even be fooled by that? Why would Dr. Wily even be like, I've disguised myself as Mega... I mean, okay, I can see him disguising himself as Mr. X for the tournament part of it. But then why would he keep up the charade after taking over the robots? Why would he be like, oh yeah, I was, not Dr. Wily? Because he reveals he's Dr. Wily! Why even bother at this point? Because the game wants us to go through 2 castles, that's why. And also, again, fully rearranged soundtrack for Navi mode in Mega Man 6, and it's fucking amazing. Much like 4 and 5. I love this soundtrack. So we're in Windman stage first, because that's the one I always go for first. He's the one that's easiest for me to beat. The easiest ones to beat with the Mega Buster, objectively, are either Windman or Centaur Man. I always go for Windman first because I know how to beat him with the Mega Buster. And also, like I said, all of these robots are from supposed to be from around the world. Like they'll have cultural distinctions is the term I want to use for this. But they'll have certain aspects of them, you can tell this is from another country. Now, despite the fact that Windman was, as far as the Robot Master Contest, it was designed by an American, or at least the concept was designed by an American. Windman is supposed to be from China within the context of the game. You can tell with the designs and some of these pillars and whatnot. I can't get that E-Tank, by the way. I don't have the means to do so. But as far as the Robot Master Contest for let's pick the Robot Masters by contest winners, it was designed by an American. I think Daniel Valley was the name of the winner. It was through Nintendo Power, I believe. Was how they did the contest, and it would have been a dickish move if Capcom decided to go with the way that they wanted to go, because by this point, Mega Man games weren't selling terribly well, because the Super Nintendo was out by this point, and most people were like, I want a Super Nintendo. But Super Nintendo came out... Oh, I forgot about that guy's a Stampy guy. Damn it. But the Super Nintendo came out. That was the year that Mega Man 4 was released. And they kept releasing Mega Man games on the NES. And they didn't sell very well because most people had Super Nintendos by that point. I didn't, but that's besides the point. In fact, the year that this came out, 1993, was the year I got an NES. So, believe to that. Is that how you use that term? I don't know. I was trying to use it as a British expression, and I'm not British, and I feel dumb now for doing that. Anyway, Windman now. But it would have been... so basically the initial plan was, while this did release in Japan, Capcom originally did not want to release this, and Capcom still didn't release this outside of Japan. And it would have been a dick move, considering that 2 of the Robot Masters were designed by North Americans. Windman was designed by an American, and Nightman was designed by a Canadian. With the, the contest or whatever. So, while this game wasn't released in its original format in Europe, it was released in North America, because despite the fact that Capcom wasn't willing to do any kind of localization, Nintendo of America actually put it upon themselves to release the game in North America. And that's the only reason we got it, was because Nintendo of America was willing to say, hey, this game will sell well over here. I mean, I don't think it did sell well overall, but it's like, you know, we need... You know, people will buy Mega Man. It's Mega Man. I know my friend at the time bought it. My friend Matt. Matt was his name. He bought it. I was living in Minnesota at the time. I had a friend named Matt. And he had Mega Man 6, and that's where I first played the game, was his copy. I borrowed it a couple times. Like, any Mega Man games that I didn't have, he had. I'm not doing as well against Windman as I normally do because I'm drunk, but... we'll get this eventually. We're in a new game now. I'm not willing to get mad at this point. I know I can do this. I've done it before, well, I mean, not as drunk as I am now. See, when I first played through Mega Man 6 drunk, which was last 4th of July, I was not that drunk by this point. I did not play through, like, the last 60% of Mega Man 5 before playing this, and thus didn't have as much to drink. I'm just trying to slide away from him a lot this time, and dodge his bullets. And not take the contact damage is where I'm doing the most bad here. And there's momentum that comes in with him sucking us in and us trying to slide away from this. See? That's contact damage is from the momentum that's caused by him sucking us in. And there's not an easy way to slide from this. But this is like the only stage where you can really do damage to him. Because the thing is, you gotta get a rhythm with him, and I'm not really picking up on that rhythm because I'm intoxicated. But then again, that is the entire premise of this video, is I'm intoxicated while playing Mega Man. Oh. I think I might got it this time. Okay, I got it that time. Alright, we got a Robot Master Weapon. We're good for the rest of the game. No, there will be at least a point in at least Dr. Wily's stages where it'll be a pain in the ass. Probably some of Mr. X's stages as well. But, I assure you, hoping I don't eat my words later on, that, it won't be nearly as bad as Mega Man 5. Because, like I said, I've played this game to the point where I'm fairly sure I know it by the back of my hand. I haven't played it recently, but I still have enough confidence in myself, because when I'm drunk, I'm overconfident. Also, this game isn't nearly as hard as Mega Man 5, in general, really. I mean, even, you know, considering my current state, I'm fairly sure I got this. Yeah, we're in Flame Man stage now. Flame Man is supposed to be from Saudi Arabia. You can tell by his, like, he has a turban and such. Also, as you've seen, that oil can catch on fire if a fire attack hits it. And there are a couple of enemies that can drop fire in there and turn it into... because normally if you jump in the oil, it's just going to impede your movement a little bit, but if it turns into fire, it is instant kills. It turns into the property of spikes. But you can also turn these little guys into little platforms that you can jump on to progress. Even over fire, so that's nice. Just, you can only hit them with charged shots. So be aware that you can only do so thusly. And they can be a bit annoying because they arc their shots, and if you're not good at timing your movements to prevent arc shots from killing you, then sorry, I guess. I don't know how to phrase that. We're pretty much like halfway through the stage now, more than halfway through. We're well on our way to the end of Flame Man. Flame Man stage is not bad. The next stage we'll encounter is Blizzard Man stage, and that's where we may get some difficulties, but even then, I don't think it's that bad. At least not from what I remember. Oh, look, we even got a 1-up here. That was nice. Oh, an energy tank. That's nice. We don't get Mega Tanks in this game. I think Mega Tanks were... Okay, I say Mega Tanks were only in Mega Man 5, but in Mega Man 7, I think 8 and onward, we do get Super Tanks, which are basically the same thing. In fact, once we get to Mega Man 7, we're going to have a lot more restrictions again on how many energy tanks we can have. Because it basically brings back the old adage that Mega Man 2 stepped in with you can only have 4 energy tanks. That's how it's going to be from Mega Man 7 onward. Which sucks. But overall, you know, Mega Man 6 isn't hard enough to really warrant needing Mega Tanks, so I'm okay with that. Windstorm is basically, again, Bubble Lead. In fact, it's exactly the same as Bubble Lead, except tornadoes. We get Flame Blast, I think it's called. Basically, it shoots a little pellet out, and if it hits a wall or hits the floor, it will shoot out a little flame pillar, as seen here. We also get the Rush Power Adapter, which is the first of our Rush Powers that we get. And like I said before, Rush Powers are basically like Power Suit add-on things. And with Power Mega Man, as it's known with the Rush Power Adapter, we'll get to do big punches that will do a lot of damage to enemies and also allow us to destroy certain blocks. Also, the soundtrack still rocks. And these little ice pillars, like the ones that are in front of this one up here, we can destroy those with Flame Blast. I'm not going to do that here. I don't think we need the 1-up. I'm overconfident in my abilities right now. But we are going to use it later in the stage to get certain things as well. Like, I'm not going to path up any energy tanks, but like here, we can actually use the Power Mega Man here. So if we select Power Mega Man, we can do this animation where he gets, like, Power Suit. And we can easily select this as well with the L2 and R2 buttons. We can destroy this block, and that gets us a 1-up. So, yeah. Also, the weapon energy bar works a bit differently. With this, it powers up a certain amount. As we charge the shot, that's when the weapon energy shot, or the weapon energy goes up is when we charge it. So that once it gets to 16 in that case, we can use our superpower punchy thing to destroy blocks. I'll use Flame Blast there to get an energy tank. And then I think after this is the submarine. The submarine is a little challenging, but not too bad. I just ran into all of those shield things. Normally I hate these shield things, and it still holds true here. But I just, like, tanked all of those for, like, no reason. Then we've got the squid enemy. This squid enemy is also annoying, but we can just pass him, because if we can tank shots. Because I am overconfident in my abilities with this game. I have a feeling I'm going to say that a lot. This submarine goes up and down a lot. So be careful where you're standing, because you may run into... that. You may jump into spikes, you may jump into, you may actually fall down into spikes at the the bottom of the screen, and that's terrible. But there is an energy tank you can get here. This is also the checkpoint. But overall, even going up and down, the submarine isn't that bad. I think like the hardest part is just getting the energy tank, because it involves while we're going up, I can actually hit that guy. Because it does involve going down into the spikes, if you're not careful. So what I do is I destroy that, and switch to this, so that I can slide on through and get the energy tank. And then just make sure that I'm not going to be sliding in the spikes, and head on back through, and yeah. Now it's just timing to make sure that you don't go into spikes on this part, and we're golden. Now it's just these exploding platforms, which are easy enough to traverse. That going down the ladder there, that was me trying to push the slide button, because the slide button literally acts like a, acts as pressing down and jump. Once we get to the... I didn't mean to destroy that one. Oh boy. Okay, I actually didn't mean to destroy that one, because I actually meant that to be a, that second bomb platform there. I actually meant that to be like a fallback platform, if at all temporary, from that explode from the side platform. So there is some strategy that comes into your positioning and whatnot with any Mega Man game. I'm giving you all the pro strats. Rado Goji pro tips. I mean, after all, you have seen me beat this game drunk with little to no problem. I will admit, like, the Mr. X and Dr. Wily constant stages, as you've seen in my previous playthrough, if you've seen my previous playthrough, are pretty damn easy. And that's why I like to play this game over Mega Man 5 a lot, because it's just kind of a, a relaxing romp. I didn't even need any of the platforms for that time. We're at Blizzard Man now. Blizzard Man, I'm fairly sure I mentioned it earlier, but he's supposed to be from Canada. So he's a skier, and it also is a snowball. Because if we know anything from, I mean, Japan likes to stereotype. Don't get me wrong, but the best that they could come up with for Canada was, or at least the contest winner for this game, was snowballs and skiing. I mean, at least G Gundam was able to throw in grizzly bears. Come on. I haven't actually seen G Gundam. I just know of some of the racist stereotype Gundams that they came up with for G Gundam. My favorite is Mexico's, because it's Tequila Gundam. It's called Tequila. It's called Spike Gundam in the U.S. Translation, but it's called Tequila Gundam, and it is a cactus with a sombrero, kind of like Ludicolo, the Pokemon. Now that I think about it. But no one wanted to check Ludicolo at the door when Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire came out, let me tell you. Alright, so with Blizzard Man done, we're going on to probably what I would consider the hardest of the Robot Master stages to be, and that's Plant Man stage. Plant Man is supposed to be from Brazil, but he's a flower. I don't know where that comes in. I guess his stage looks like the Amazon jungle. So maybe that's how they were able to justify that. Plant Man himself is not very hard. In fact, not a lot of these boss battles, as far as Robot Masters are concerned, even with Mega Man 9, none of the Robot Masters are particularly hard. His Plant Man stage does have some difficulties with it, with platforming, later on in the stage, as will be apparent probably. But and even with Mega Man 9, like, I just didn't like the stages. The boss battles were fine, and the music was pretty good. It's just, the gameplay of the stages, that's what made it one of my most hated games of all time. But, as I said, once Legacy Collection 2 comes out, or any of the Legacy Collections, both Legacy Collections are coming out at the same time, on the Switch over here, once those Legacy Collections are over here on the Switch, I will be more than willing to give 9 another chance. And that's more than I can say about most of the games I hate, like Paper Mario Sticker Star, or Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. Because Sticker Star was just, I subscribed to the camp where Sticker Star was more or less a betrayal of what made Paper Mario Paper Mario. A fucking RPG series, and not like a platforming series with some RPG elements. And I don't like Lords of Shadow because it has forced stealth elements. I couldn't get past the first stealth section because, and you know how I am with stealth games. I hate stealth games. I don't play stealth games because I don't like them, and I'm not good at them. The only game that's had stealth sections that I can actually stand so far is Persona 5. As I made apparent, well, I haven't made it apparent on the channel here. I did mention that during one of the episodes of our short-lived podcast. I don't even know if we're doing anything with that anymore. The Squeeze the World Gaming Podcast. That is 4 episodes long, and you can check it out on SoundCloud. Even though I'm fairly sure only 3 of those... No. We recorded 5 episodes, but I'm fairly sure only 3 of those episodes exist on SoundCloud. It's still fun doing the podcast. I like doing the podcast, but the problem with SoundCloud is that you can only have up to a certain amount of storage space used. And that's the reason why we don't have as many... I mean, we haven't recorded anything for the podcast since the end of December, and we're in the middle of March. Well, not really middle. We're at the beginning of March now. Today is March 6th, according to my phone. I'm still looking forward to... I'm still fairly early on in my vacation here. I'm looking forward to relaxing, more relaxation for the duration of my vacation. I really shouldn't be. One of my things that I do when I'm on vacations, regardless of whether I'm at work or whatever, is I'm like, oh, I only have so many more days of vacation left. Like, I have less than a week of vacation left. I started my vacation this past Saturday after work. But what I really need to do is be like, okay, not look at the amount of time I have left. Just live in the moment, enjoy the moment. I'm still early on. I shouldn't be thinking about, oh, I have less than a week left. This time next week, I'm not gonna be at work. I'm gonna be preparing for another day off because it's a Tuesday, but I need to... I don't need any energy. I was checking to see if I needed any weapon energy before I took that big weapon energy pickup. One of my main things, as with most people, I don't particularly enjoy my job right now. And I'm just thinking to myself, I I'm mainly on vacation right now because I needed to take time off vacation so that I could use up my last year's vacation time left over. Because I have up until April 30th to use like however many hours of vacation time. But I need to live in the moment. I need to enjoy what time I have left. By this time next week, I'll probably be playing more Mega Man games drunk. You know, on the eve of a Wednesday, because Wednesdays are when I have my days off. But my days off during the week. But still, I need to enjoy the time that I have. I need to. Appreciate the fact that I have so many more days. Not only do I have to not go to work tomorrow, you know, as per normal per week, but I don't have to go to work the next day or the next day or the next day. And that makes me pretty happy. I don't have to go to work again until next Monday. That makes me pretty happy. I mean, sure, yeah, I'll have to go back to work next week, and I'm not going to have any more days off until near the end of April, when I take more my remaining vacation time off. But even then, I'm going down to Florida to visit my brother, and I'm looking forward to that. Let me tell you. I mean, I know that there's a lot of, you know, the meme is like, we don't care about Florida. You can saw that off. We don't want you, but Florida is where my brother lives, and I didn't get to go with my parents to see my brother this past December. So that means that I haven't seen my brother in over a year at this point, and I'm really looking forward to going down to visit. So my brother Ian, if you're watching, hello. I don't think my brother watched. I know my brother is subscribed to me, but I don't think he really watches my shit. But hello if you're watching. So by beating Plant Man, okay. I haven't been talking about the weapons that we've been getting. So, I talked about Windman and Flame Man's things. Blizzard Man gives Blizzard Attack, which, as you saw, just spawns like 4 snowflakes behind us that shoot forward. Plant Man gives us Plant Barrier, which is exactly the same thing as Skull Barrier. It gives us a shield that we can't shoot forward or get rid of or anything like that, but it will, you know, hit an enemy. And with Plant Man's weapon, we'll go on to Tomahawk Man stage. Tomahawk Man is the American representative in this whole thing. And this is my favorite song in the entirety of the game. Regardless of whether it's remixed or not, this song fucking kicks ass. I love this song. Oh, we got the Rush Jet too! Oh, that's awesome! That means we're going to be able to do what we need to do in regards to beating bosses and whatnot. So basically, the remaining 4 bosses we have left, and it's specifically these 4: Tomahawk Man, Yamato Man, Knight Man, and Centaur Man. Let me bring up the map. As you can see, there are 2, because the way that the stage map works here, the red squares you see at the very right are supposed to be the boss room, but there are 2 of them. Basically, for the remaining Robot Masters, and it is always these standard these 4 per playthrough of Mega Man 6. These 4 have a real version and a fake version, and if you beat the real version, you will get one of 4, beat the bird letters, B-E-A-T. Oh, we also have Rush Jet. You usually use Rush Jet as a standard from here on out. Actually, let me turn on the animation for Rush Jet just to show it off. This gives us a jetpack. Now, we can't slide. And I also mentioned that with the, I also forgot to mention that with the Power Mega Man, we can't slide either. Only with regular Mega Man can we slide. But that means that when you push the circle button is normally assigned to basically being a shortcut for sliding. But it also means that when you push the circle button, it's trying to push down and jump. Which means basically with the Jet Mega Man equipped, I can use the circle button to jump and the triangle button to rapid fire. So that's pretty neat. I still have an easy way to use jump and fire, but I have an easier way to jump in rapid fire. Now from here you can go either right or you can go up to this ladder. I'm going to go up to this ladder because this will give us an easy way to an energy tank. And also while you're on a ladder, if you push the circle button, it will count as also pushing down because it's down and jump. Aha! But what I'm going to do, because I have this kind of setup here, I'm going to use the circle and triangle buttons. So I'll be rapid firing a lot, and I'll also be using the slide button to jump. Just an FYI, with this game, I barely use Robot Master weapons within... See, I don't even know why I unequipped Rush Jet with that. So I can use this. Easily do that. But I don't really see a need to use the Robot Master weapons. I'll just use the slide button to jump and use the rapid fire button. And this will give me a big advantage, which, you know, advantages are a thing that I like to have, especially when I'm drunk like this, So here's the situation where we have a choice of two paths. Now, obviously one path is going to ultimately take us to the fake boss, and one is going to take us to the real boss. But I'm going to go to the fake route, which is up. Up is the fake route. But there is an item that we can easily get. Well, we can get with the right means. Now, it's not an important item. It's not something we absolutely have to have to beat the game, but it is very useful, and that is the Energy Balancer. Now, the Energy Balancer first made its debut in Mega Man 4 for the Game Boy. And what the Energy Balancer does... I almost screwed myself there. Using the circle button for jumping, because on the ladder, again, that means down. But the way that what the Energy Balancer does is it, if we're in like Mega Buster mode or one of these rush modes, and we pick up an energy capsule, a weapon energy capsule, it will refill whatever we have at the whatever weapon we have lowest. So, like, let's say that we've used like Blizzard Attack a bit before, you know, at some point in the stage. Well, if we're in standard Mega Buster mode or, you know, one of our rush modes, picking up an energy tank or an weapon energy refill will fill up that Blizzard Attack. Okay, so Tomahawk Man, I will admit, is one of the harder enemies to beat with their weakness, but that's because Plant Barrier sucks. It's kind of like Power Stone with Charge Man. It sucks. It's a sucky weapon. So we will need to use our weapon energy wisely. Now, we are in the real version of the boss here. Usually the path that's the most out of the way or the hardest to get. I'm willing to just sacrifice this life. I'd rather go into this with full life and full weapon energy than anything. But usually if there's a path to the Robot Master that's more out of the way, that you actually need like a rush ability to get to easily, that's the real one. It's like the other path we could have taken. We could have taken easily normally, but the lower path that we took there, we needed Rush Jet to go through, and that's the one that takes us to the correct one. And this will give us the B parts for Beat. So it'll tell us we got Silver Tomahawk and B parts. And Silver Tomahawk, as we see here, arcs upward, and is also the weakness for pretty much every. I mean, not every single boss in the upcoming stages, or in the upcoming castle stages, but most of them. In fact, every single Wily, Dr. Wily phase, is weak to Silver Tomahawk. So that's going to be a super effective, important thing to have on stock at any given time. And that's where the, this song also fucking rules. That's also where the energy balancer is going to come in. Is going to help us keep that weapon energy topped off. I usually like to go this way. If I can push the right button, not the rapid fire button. Okay. This is also a situation where you have multiple. I mean, Tomahawk Man stage also had this as well, but you have multiple paths to go through at any given stage. And I don't think this gives us any particular riches or anything like that. I know that like all of this special ability or special, the special items that we get is pretty much just limited to the energy balancer, and we already got that. This frog guy, you can damage him by hitting the dude on top or the frog in the eyes. I think we gotta fight 2 of these dudes on this route, but this route is the only way you can see that little frog dude. No, it doesn't give us another frog dude that we have to fight, but it does give us an energy tank, which I am more than happy to take, let me tell you. Otherwise, we would have gone from the top there. But as you can tell by the aesthetic of the stage here, Yamato Man is very much the Japanese representative of the World Robot Tournament. Now, for the obviously for the real Robot Master path, we have to take the top one here, as Eddie is pointing out. Eddie will point you toward the correct direction. When we come to a major split like that, he'll point you toward the real Robot Master direction. I mean, I know where the real Robot Master directions are regardless, so I'll be showing off those regardless. You know, as we did in the prior drunk playthrough of Mega Man 6, but I just love Mega Man 6 so much. This game is awesome. Alright, so we got Silver Tomahawk, that is Yamato Man's weakness, or Yamato Man. Yamato. Put the right emphasis on the right syllable. Either way, Silver Tomahawk is a pretty awesome weapon. And even if I die there, I can just fucking... I have more than enough... Oh. Game over is the thing. Fuck it, it's not like I had any issues going through that stage. Oh, I don't know why I just didn't pick continue. Because I'm dumb. That's the reason why. But I can just go through the level again, it's no big deal. I do think it's prudent to point out, even though I probably won't be, I'm more than likely not going to be going through these stages again, because there's no point. Because I'm going through all the stages, you know, fighting the real Robot Masters the right ways the first time. With these 4, you know, real and fake Robot Master levels, if you do defeat the fake one first, you can go back through and fight the real one. And if you do so, the color palette is actually swapped on the whole stage. And the reason that came to remember it behooved me to remember that was because at the beginning, whereas you saw like the city in the background, that was like all in light blue. But like if you defeat the wrong Yamato, if you defeat the wrong Yamato man and come back later to defeat the right one, that background will be red. And I think a lot of these red floors and platforms that we're walking on will be purple or something like that. I don't know. I have to go through the game at some point and just like beat the wrong ones to mark all the differences. But there is a color palette difference if you come through a stage second time and you've beaten the fake Robot Master. I mean, even if you defeat the fake Robot Master, you still get the Robot Master's weapon. You just don't get the proper beat parts. Oh look, another energy tank for us. I will take that. Thank you. And now I'm going through this with full lives. So I don't have to worry about Yamato Man kicking my butt. Nearly as much as he did. Because I was willing to just be like, okay, he kicked my butt. I'll just go through a second time. But then I forgot, oh, I'm on my last life. But this isn't one of those games that makes me super mad if I get caught on a certain point, because unlike Mega Man 2 or Mega Man 1 or Mega Man 5, I guess even Mega Man 4, as we've seen, I don't get caught on too many points, as far as I can remember. I remember when I played this, drunk, with Greg last July. I went through this game with relative ease, again because I, fucking played through the game like 12 times before I practiced this game a lot before 0 hour, but I'd like to think that I still got the groove. I'm just gonna kill myself here. Finishing off that drink as well. Because there was no point in me trying to win if I was at one sliver of health. Beat him with like full health with full silver tomahawk. I just gotta remember to jump at certain points, jump at the right points. Let's try to employ real strategies. I'm trying to make myself not look super stupid while I'm just, let's face it, I'm trying to... The only strategy I have is just tank everything and shoot him with the weakness. And I'd rather not try to do that. I'd rather not try to be like that. Because I'm trying to overcompensate. I think about, 3 hours at this point? Anyway, we got Yamato Spear. Yamato Spear is kind of a rapid-fire weapon. Kind of like needle cannon, but it also shoots in 3 random directions, sort of. Like, it'll shoot straight forward, but it'll also shoot somewhat up and somewhat down. Yeah, 3 hours at this point. Alright, I'm gonna take another shot, and I'm gonna fill up my, I just finished off my mug. Give me 1 second while I just take care of business. That time I made sure not to overfill that shot glass. And it's not like the last couple times, it didn't like overflow or anything like that, but I poured a lot more than I should have. Alright, so here's my shot. One moment. glad to still have this water on standby. Let me tell you. As long as I don't get to the point where I throw up, that'll be a win for me, but even if I do throw up, I'm home, so it's not like it's going to be that big of a deal. Now I'm just filling up my mug once more with my Kraken and Pepsi, the official drink of Rado Goji. I mean, not necessarily sweet, I know I don't normally I try not to use the term squeeze the world gaming anymore, because we don't see the potential in that, but as far as I'm concerned, official drink, Kraken and Pepsi. I don't know what Greg's official drink is. I know that he drinks beer, and I don't. But he does like rum, and as far as I know, he likes the same rum as I do. I don't have Bacardi rum with me right now, because I have Kraken, and that's the priority, but I also just bought this Kraken, so I don't have to put the Bacardi on standby. Let me tell you. Alright, so we got Yamato Spear, we got the E parts, so we're going on Nightman stage. Nightman, like I said before, is the one that was designed by a Canadian. Michael Leader, I think was his name. It's me being American. It's hard for me to remember all the Japanese contest winners, but it's easy for me to remember the U.S. and Canadian winners. Also, this track, also fucking awesome. Tomahawk Man, like I said, is my favorite, but if I were to pick next favorites, definitely Yamato Man, whatever, and Nightman stages. Next favorites, also Windman stage is pretty good, pretty cool, pretty awesome as well. I mean, let's face it, this entire soundtrack rocks, but especially the remastered Navi mode or Anniversary Collection versions. Why is Eddie even there? Maybe he's just trying to get me to realize that, hey, you can stay in this safe spot when the ceiling tries to crush you. But I already knew that. But then again, if you haven't played through Mega Man 6 before, because again, this was released in a time where Mega Man wasn't really all that popular anymore. I can understand if you haven't played Mega Man 6 at this point. We can easily use Rush Jet to just pass through this. This is going to make probably some, I think there may be some, block. Disappearing, reappearing blocks that we love oh so much. I say as I rip off the Great Clement. Check out the Great Clement's channel as well. Clement J642. He has some pretty awesome Let's Plays. Right now he's playing Crash to Insanity. I am enjoying that Let's Play quite a bit. He's also one of the main Let's Players who inspired me to start my Let's Play channel. So, shout out to the Great Clement. I know that you're not watching this. I highly doubt that anyone besides maybe Greg, possibly the Tenkaichi, is watching this, but the Great Clement, he's my favorite Canadian Let's Player, and he has a good number of entertaining Let's Plays under his belt, so check him out. I think when it comes to the ones who, I have a lot of Let's Play channels in my favorite subscription section of YouTube or whatever, but when it comes to the ones that like really influenced me to Let's Play, it would be, you know, Nintendo Capri Sun, who I do admit I don't watch nearly as often as I should at this point. Kikoskia and the Great Clement. They're my main influences when it comes to Let's Playing. When I started with Mallmania, almost 8 years ago. So that just shows how much of a great Let's Player I am. When I'm at the point I'm at now, and people who have started Let's Playing 5 years after I did, like Markiplier, why didn't I pick continue? Like Markiplier, they started like 5 years after I started Let's Playing. No, not 5, 2 years after I started Let's Playing. And they're at like millions of subscribers, a million subscribers at the very least. I'm at like maybe 100 plus. That just shows how good I am at this, but if I were to credit people with inspiring me to Let's Play, it would be Nintendo Capri Sun, Kikoskia, and the Great Clement. Those are the ones. Also, other great Let's Play channels that I guess aren't mine that are worth checking out. Pro Jared. Pro Jared's probably my favorite content creator overall at this point. Pro Jared's awesome. Check him out on both his channels. The Pro Jared and Pro Jared Plays channels. Free shout out to the few who watch this. Check out those channels. Channels that aren't me. I'm willing to promote because you know, those initial three, they inspired me to start. Folks like Markiplier and Pro Jared, they encouraged me. They inspired me to continue. And Game Grumps. Game Grumps is another one because who doesn't watch Game Grumps at this point? In fact, if you're watching this, you probably already watched Game Grumps, but because everyone watches Game Grumps. So yeah, Nintendo Capri Sun, Kikoskia, and the Great Clement, they inspired me to Let's Play. Game Grumps and Markiplier and Pro Jared Plays, and Pro Jared in general, they have inspired me to continue my endeavors. And while I am fairly sure that you know, I'm not gonna reach any point of popularity. Thank you for watching, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. If you choose to do so, I know that my dreams of being a YouTube Let's Play superstar are never going to come true, but I do thank you for contributing to the cause. Even if you just like found this, just kind of found this channel on a whim. Just found this out of nowhere. You didn't see it coming. Persona 5 reference. Thank you for watching. Because as far as I know, the only people who watch this are two. I think Greg watches these to some extent, but you know, of course, the Tenkaichi watches these because he told me he did. So I'm willing to believe that. But thank you for watching and liking, commenting, and subscribing. If you did decide to do that. But even if you didn't like, comment, and subscribe, thanks for watching whatever bit you did, because even if you watched it, I can't guarantee you've watched up to this point, depending on where this lies on the whole editing spectrum. All I know is I'm having fun doing these. We got Night Crush. Night Crush is basically just rolling cutter. See, you see the little mace balls going off the screen, but what you don't see is them looping around and coming back towards you. Night Crush is basically the same thing as rolling cutter. Doesn't that blow your mind? We also fought and beat the correct Nightman, so we got the A parts. That leaves us with Centaur Man. And I'll be completely honest, I don't know if I'm going to just continue with Mega Man 7 at this point, or just go to some of the arcade games at this point, because, I mean, as much as I like Mega Man 7, I do find the Mega Man arcade games immensely fun. Also, Centaur Man stage does have some dick move potential. Or those little bubbly guys, they fall in the water, and they shoot dudes upwards in directions. I'm fucked up at this point. Oh, I am immensely fucked up at this point. And we got water, and we got... Okay. I will use Jet, because I'm the most confident with using Jet at this point. It's underwater, and we don't have Rush Marine. Again, we don't have Rush Marine. As I said during that one Wily stage of Mega Man 5, we don't have Rush Marine anymore for the rest of this thing. Okay, so it's only 12:15 at this point, so I'm willing to play at least another couple hours. But if we get to a point where we beat Mega Man 6, I am considering just playing the arcade games rather than going on to Mega Man 7. I mean, yeah, we're going to play Mega Man 7 and Mega Man 8 at some point. That's a given, but depending on, because I've mixed some drinks. I'm fucked up right now. I'm more than willing to go with the more fun and less the less pain in the ass option at this stage of the game. By the way, okay. I realize that there are some things that I've been consistently trying to keep up with and haven't been keeping up with. So, Nightman is supposed to be, as far as the canon in the game, he's supposed to be the representative from Great Britain. I mean, yeah, he was designed by a Canadian. Big whoop-de-doo. But within the canon of the game, he is the representative of England or Great Britain. Centaur Man is supposed to be the representative of Greece. That's the best thing I can think of, is he's Greece, because the Centaur is part of Greek mythology, and obviously the stage in general has a Greek aesthetic to it. Oh, I am thoroughly fucked up. Oh, he gave me an energy tank. Thank you, Eddie. That was nice of you. This is a mostly water stage, which kind of sucks. But I am willing to try to jet through most of this. Because once these like little cloud submarines hit the water, they're more than happy to just shoot little bullets up at you. Thanks for that, by the way. Oh, those guys just go through to the bottomless pit. I mean, if we go down the bottomless pit, it'll just take us down to the screen below. But they don't care. Also, here's the squid from Lizard Man stage. Let's just take him out, shall we? We can tank this shit. We don't have to put up with his shit. No, because we're at the end of the game. Now, if we go down the ladder, that's the fake Centaur Man. If we go across this with the Jet Mega Man, this is the real Centaur Man. And we can just equip Night Crush, which, as I explained, is basically rolling putter. We got this shit. Bring it on, Centaur Man. You disappear a little bit? Okay. And you can freeze us, like Flash Man? And, okay, that's a little bit more daunting. Seeing as he can spread his shots like that, but... No, we got this. We can win, okay? I am more than willing to put... Look at how many energy tanks we have. Fuck. We have more energy tanks than we need to take on the final 2 castles. I'm gonna put my energy tanks on the line here. Oh, look. We beat it. We beat Centaur Man. Yeah. Okay, so 12:20 is the time. 12:20 is the time. I'm fairly sure we didn't have to take any breaks in between when I last called out the timestamp. I'm just going to use some of this water. To try to counterbalance some of this, but I am more than willing to admit that I am totally fucked up right now.